can feel the belly expand and contract gently. Just notice. And also notice if you're holding the belly, and if there's a holding or a unconscious sort of a resistance, see if you can allow that to go away so that the belly has this capacity to comply with the request of the breath. Inhaling, the belly comes out. Exhaling, it gently goes back in. And bring your hands to Anjali Mudra at the heart center. And as you inhale, sweep the arms down and up. And exhale back. Go 2 more times. Once more here. And let's start with seated forward fold. So go ahead and inhale up. And as you exhale, swan dive forward. Release over the legs. Let the head drop. Inhale as you come back up. And exhale down the midline. Inhaling up. Exhaling forward fold. Inhale up. Exhale down the midline. And the next time you come into the forward fold, we're just going to stay here for a breath. So get a long lengthening here. And as you swan dive forward, let the belly rest on the thighs and then release your shoulders, your arms. If your fingertips reach the floor, just allow them to rest on the floor. If they don't reach the floor, just press the hands into the fronts of the shins. So you get a little bit of tensegrity from that. And breathe here. And on your next inhale, come back up to the flat back. Bring the arms out to the side. Come all the way back up. And just lower the arms down. And take a few breaths here. Now bring your right arm out to the side, and as you inhale, draw that arm across the knees and up, and exhale down. And the left arm, inhale and exhale. So keep going like this. And you're just getting into the shoulder joint where the arm meets the shoulder girdle, and also the shoulder blades on the back a little bit. You can go one more time, each arm. And then bring that to a close and just take a few breaths. Now bring your hands onto the belly right here with the fingers nice and wide. And let's do a gentle twist and flow to the right and back to center and to the left. So the basis of any twist is the movement from the navel. You can think of it as the movement from the navel to the collarbone here. So that we're working mostly the lumbar and the thoracic spine. So the spine lower than that, which is the sacrum, that's fused, so it's not really going to twist like the lumbar and thoracic. And then on top of that is the cervical, which is the neck. And we'll get that in just a minute, but we really want to focus on the navel to the top of the collarbone in this twisting flow. So try to let your mind rest there. And then bring that to a close, come back to sitting, and we'll do 3 slow twists, slow deep twists to the right. So take your left hand to the inside of your left knee and your right hand goes behind your right hip. Bring your, let your torso face forward and lengthen. And then starting from the navel and zipping up to that collarbone, twist to the right. So think navel, lengthen, ribs, lengthen, chest, lengthen, shoulder lengthen. And now just turn your head to look gently towards that right shoulder. And then once you're here, take a few breaths. And you'll notice that the twist creates some resistance to the breath. So just slow the breath down and make sure you pull the breath down against the resistance in the belly. Don't let it ride up here in the chest. Pull the breath deep and long. And you'll notice there's actually plenty of space. There's just that little resistance. And then come back to the front, head, shoulder, arm, chest, and belly. And always take your time coming out of the twist. Lengthen again and another slow, deep twist. Keep the spine long. Feel each vertebra as if you're wringing out a washcloth, turning the head to the right and breathing here. And back to the front, head, shoulders, chest and belly, and one more, wringing out to the right. Turning the head, look towards the right shoulder. And back to the front, head, shoulder, chest, and belly, floating the arms down. Lengthen. And this time, lift the arms up and lift the face up towards the sky, extending the front and the back of the neck. And then come back to neutral. And we'll do that 2 more times. Inhale, lift up, look up. And exhale, back to neutral. And one more time, inhale, lift up, look up. And exhale, back to neutral. And just notice for a moment, if you feel a difference in your energy simply by the poses that you're doing. And there's no right or wrong way to feel. You just want to notice your experience. Now, go ahead and take this right arm to the inside of the right knee, left hand by your left hip. We're going to lengthen and just take a nice slow twist to the left. Navel, ribs, chest, shoulder, and then turning the head. So It doesn't matter how deep your twist is or what it looks like. Keep breathing here. You want to feel that resistance and notice it without attaching to it. Just notice it for what it is and see if you can continue slow, deep breath. Pulling the breath down into the belly. And when you're ready, come back to the front, head, shoulder, arm, chest, and belly, coming all the way to the front and noticing how that posture changed the energetic or how you may be feeling in your body. And again, lengthen and another slow, deep twist to the left, going navel, ribs, chest, shoulder, and turning the head here. And back to the front, head, shoulder, arm, chest, and belly. And one more time, that slow deep twist, starting from the navel, traveling up the spine, turning the head, breathing here. And back to the front, head, shoulder, chest, and belly. Bringing the arms down, lengthen. And then again, inhale, lift up, look up. And exhaling back. 2 more times like this. And once more. And sitting up nice and tall here. And then just slide your hands down towards your ankles, lengthening, keeping a flat back and slide back up. 2 more times like this, sliding down and up. And once more, sliding down and back up. And then sitting up nice and tall. Take a few breaths. And let's start with some holographic here. So really take it easy because we have moved our spine in every which way, except cat-cow, which we'll do after that, but after this, but just go ahead and move in this holographic wave. And remember that the holographic wave is great because it gets into the connective tissue, the fascia. The latest thinking on the fascia is that it is one organ. It is one connected piece of tissue, just like the skin is all connected up. And the fascia interweaves itself into bundles of muscle fibers, into the organs, and into the abdomen. And they think it plays a role in communication, so that when you move the fascia in one place, it may transmit to someplace else, like a wave transmission. And then go ahead and come back up to sitting. That's the whole purpose of holographic wave. Now let's do a little bit of cat-cow. So as you inhale, draw the navel towards the spine, round forward, 1 vertebra at a time. Bring your chin to your chest. There's your cat. And then press the sits bones, lengthen the spine. And here, think about opening your heart center here to the ceiling or to the sky. And then inhale, engage the belly. It starts here. You round forward into the cat. And as you exhale, press the sits bones, lengthen the spine, and open the heart center coming into the cat. And keep going like that, inhaling cat. And exhaling cow. the next time you come to a neutral position, stay here and breathe. And then just do that little holographic way. Again, notice if it feels a little different. And you do want to sort of feel the tensegrity of the support of the muscles around the spine as you move in this way. And then bring that to a close. And go ahead and walk yourself, walk or scoot. You can scoot so you're back towards the back of the chair. And bring your arms down to the side and just straighten this right leg and strongly flex the toes and then bring the foot down and then the left leg. So I just want to do one leg and then the other because I want to focus on the quadricep muscles, these muscles in the thigh. Quadriceps, that means there are 4 muscles. 3 of them are alongside each other and then there's one underneath the 3. And as you straighten the leg, these muscles contract, and as you bend, they release. And you may feel some pull in the backs of the legs where the hamstring muscles are. That's the opposing group of muscles to the quadriceps. Now, the next time you bring this right foot up, you may want to just bring this left leg underneath the knee, and we're just going to point and flex the toes, working into the fascia, once again, in the foot. And really don't just point the way you've always pointed, but slow it down and see if you can feel, is there a little extra stretch in my foot? Is there some crunchiness? Is there like a little bit of neuropathy, a little bit of numbness? And as you're pointing and flexing, you just want to imagine that blood flow increasing to nourish all the tissue in the foot. And then the next time the foot is flexed, stay here and just make big ankle circles going in one direction. And whenever you're ready, I invite you to reverse, making big ankle circles going in the opposite direction. And then go ahead and flex the foot, reach through the heel, and bring that leg down and just take a couple of breaths. And we'll do the other side. So bringing your left leg up, flexing the foot, reaching through the heel, and you can feel these quadricep muscles engaging. And go ahead, excuse me, and point and flex. So this action that where you're kind of, the muscles are contracting and releasing, helps bring venous blood back up into the circulatory system. Sometimes blood will pool in our legs if we sit too long. That's why they tell you to do these kind of exercises when you're sitting on a plane for hours and hours. Now, the next time you flex the foot, reach through the heel and do these ankle circles. So, you know, if we ever get to travel again, you know, if you're in a car, you might have room to do this sort of stuff. If you're on a plane, you have to wait until you get into the airport, and when you're waiting for your connecting flight, that's a good time to do this. Go ahead and reverse that. Or if you're sitting in your office working for a long time, this is great, a great way to kind of wake the legs up and get things going again. Okay, so flexing the foot, reaching through the heel, and then bring the legs down. Now, bring your arms down to the side and go ahead and straighten your right leg and bring the left arm up to the side like this. And then take a little tiny twist and just reach forward towards the toes. Keep the back flat and strong. And then come up, come out of the twist, lower the arm and the foot. And then left leg, right arm, lengthen here, a little twist, reaching across, coming back up and lowering. So right leg, left arm, twisting to the right and back, and left leg, right arm. And see if you can find the flow in this. So as if you're on a lazy river and you're doing some sort of a weird backstroke or something. Just imagine that. And the best thing about a flow is when the body can go from position to position smoothly and fluidly and hit all the points of alignment. So the spine stays long, there's a hinge at the hip. You're still breathing with this, you're not holding your breath. And everything is just working smoothly and in rhythm. Go one more time this side. And then just bring that to a close and just rest your straight back against the chair back and bring your hands down and just take a few breaths here. So come back to that breath that we spent a few seconds on when we first started the practice. See if you can let the belly soften, even as you're holding the spine really long. But the belly is soft and expansive. And then go ahead and bring your hands onto your thighs. And we're just going to do a little bit of exercise for the shoulders and the neck. So the first thing we're going to do is work the head and neck. So we're going to start with little tiny circles with our nose going in clockwise direction. And you want to start small here because the neck tends to carry a lot of tension. And we want to signal the neck that we're going to release that tension before we make it work real hard. And so once you feel relaxed, you can begin to slowly spiral those circles a little bit bigger and a little bit bigger until you're making great big circles with your nose. And you might feel some kind of crinkling, crackling stuff. You don't want to move into pain. So if it hurts, just slow down and maybe back out of your circles a little bit to where it feels good, because the neck will release more quickly if you're nice to it than it will if you try to beat it up. Now, the next time the chin is down to the chest, stay here, take a few breaths. And then go ahead and lift the ears over the shoulders. And now we're going to go in a counterclockwise way. So start little tiny, going backwards around the dial of the clock face. And then once you felt a little release there, you can begin to make the circles a little bit bigger and a little bit bigger until you're making great big circles. And the next time your chin is down on the chest, stay here. And then lift the ears back up and scoot yourself forward. And bring your arms out to a T and roll the palms up and bring the tips of the fingers onto the shoulders and bring your elbows forward and up and down the back. So again, just find the range of motion here that you're comfortable with, but make sure that you slow it down so that you give your body the time to discover ways other than habit to move. Let the body be boss and just explore, and then let your mind just rest with the body and just notice. Be the observer in your practice without judgment, without expectation. Go one more time like that. And then lower the arms down and bring the shoulders forward and up and down the back a few times. One more time. And then again, just come back to the breath, inhaling and exhaling. So now I want to do a little standing up practice. So make sure you're on the edge of your chair, and then your ankles should either be right under your knees, or if you want a little bit easier practice, you can pull your ankles back a little bit towards the legs of the chair, just a little bit, and then bring your hands to Anjali Mudra, and we're going to press the palms together and bring your weight forward towards your feet. Press those feet into the floor and then back to the sits bones and forward into the feet and back into the sits bones. And as you come forward, press the palms of the hands together, engage the root, lock the pit of the belly, and come back and release the hands, release. Press the hands, engage the root, lock the belly, come forward and come back. And then just come forward and just stand right up. And then sit right back down. Take a breath. And this time we're just going to go right up to standing. So press the hands together, engage the root, lock the pit of the belly, and just make that transition forward and up. And then go ahead and take your chair and move it to the side. So you can move it to your right, the right side of your mat with the back leg of the chair on the mat. And then come in front of your chair. Come in front of your chair just a little bit, yeah. And bring your hands to the heart center. And go ahead and inhale, sweep the arms down and up, and then bend the knees and come into that power pose. So you'll notice these are the same muscles you use to get up out of the chair. And then right here, here are the muscles you use to get up out of the chair. Bring your hands back to the heart center. And again, go ahead and inhale up. Exhale, come to Utkatasana. Inhale, back up, and exhale. And do that one more time. Inhaling up. Make sure the knees are right over the second toes and pressing back up. And bringing your hands to the heart center. And then just step out and go ahead and rock back and forth from side to side a little bit. Just rock back and forth from side to side a little bit. And then bring your feet back to mountain pose. Bring your hands to the fronts of the legs, bend the knees, and slide down and up 3 times, hinging at the hips, tipping the pelvis towards the thighs. One more time. And then go ahead and bring your feet about a shoulder distance apart and bring your hands right here. And now we're just going to bend and straighten the knees. And you don't really have to bend the knees very much here. It's just to get this sort of sense of floating, this bobbing up and down. You can think about the way like a helium balloon acts as it's starting to run out of helium. It's losing that lift and it just sort of will bounce along the ground. And the next time you bend your knees, bring your weight onto your right foot, roll up on the ball of the left and back through center, rolling up on the ball of the right. And back through center. And as you roll through the ball of the right leg, really kind of pressure into the mat, sort of the way a cat pushes its paws in when it's kneading its paws. And then you can lift that foot, so pressure and lift. So it's almost like you're pushing off. And as you push off, engage the root lock, the pit of the belly, and back through center. Engage the bandhas and back through center. So just keep going. So it's a balanced practice. And if your balance is not, if you want to put your hand on a chair to help improve your balance, it's a great idea. You're much better off showing the body, helping the body, supporting the body to make this a smooth movement than trying to do it without a chair and jerking all around. Because you wire up this in the body if you use a prop to support yourself until the balance improves. It'll improve much more quickly. So then just bring both feet back onto the mat, stand nice and tall, take a few breaths, inhaling and exhaling. And then bring your feet right back under the hips. Bring your hands onto the fronts of the legs and bend the knees. And again, slide down and up, tipping the pelvis towards the thighs. The back is flat and strong and straight. And the reason I like to do forward fold, well, there are lots of reasons, but one of the reasons is I like the way keeping the back flat engages the muscles on the upper back. Go one more time. And then come back to your mountain pose and just take a few breaths. Now bring your hands to Anjali Mudra. And as you inhale, press your hands up to the ceiling. Exhale, bring the tips of the fingers to the crown of the head. And then inhale, press the hands up. Exhale, and bring the hands back to Anjali Mudra. So this is creating a protective energetic bubble for yourself. So as you inhale, you bring your energy up. Exhale, and the tips of the fingers come, pick it up, and you pull it up, and you wrap it around yourself, and then bring it back to the heart center. Go one more time, inhale up. Exhale, tips of the fingers to the crown of the head. Inhale up, and exhale. And then just take a few breaths here and imagine that energetic bubble That is your space. That is your boundary. That's your clean energy that you carry with you as you go about your day. Go ahead and make your way onto your mat or onto your chair for Shavasana. If you're sitting in a chair, you just want to get all the way towards the back, keep your spine long, and rest your hands wherever it's comfortable for you. And of course, if you're on the floor, you want the arms out to the side, palms rolled up towards the ceiling. And once you get comfortable, drop back into that breath, that slow, deep inhale and exhale. I breathe in, I breathe out. And just let the mind follow the breath. I breathe in, I breathe out. And when it's time to come up, I'll ring the singing